Hello. I want to share a few things. Um, I want to talk about failure and lack of success. Same thing, pretty much. But I have a YouTube channel, and I have currently 51 subscribers. That's not necessarily a great indication of success, but it's one metric. Um, I know that my videos are not very professional, um, but I think they have good quality because I generally speak from the heart and I represent myself pretty well. Um, I realize that I'm a sinful person and I do certain things like something I'm thinking now is that I kind of humiliate myself. One thing I like to do. There must be something I get out of that, some kind of masochistic thing. Um, but I'm glad that I can share myself, for the most part. But I think people would see my channel and say, and I would look at my channel and say, I'm not very successful. I'm not really getting a lot done or getting what I want to get out there or having the impact that I want to have. Also, when I think about my former career goals, wanting to make a movie, wanting to make a feature-length film, I have not been successful at all with that. Um, I actually made this little podcast, which I'm a little embarrassed to mention, and I had not big plans. It's not that I thought about it a lot, but I had certain plans for it, and I don't think I got anywhere with it at all. I really didn't organize very much or plan or do very much work. I'm a little sporadic. I shoot from the hip a little bit, and I'm not a sharpshooter. Um, I also have a blog which has very minimal impact, I would say, and I also have. There's probably something that I'm missing, but basically, what I want to say is that I'm noticing that I don't have very much impact in the world. Oh yes, one thing I want to say is that very few people ask me for my advice, for my thoughts on things, for my opinion. Very few people do that. Um, Jesus suggests that that is an indicator that you are in a rather low soul condition, that people cannot feel from you that you have advice, worthwhile advice to share. And I have to be honest and say that, if that's true, that means that like I can talk a good game, I can have the gift of gab, I can win a debate, um, I can have my ducks in a row as far as I watch a lot of Divine Truth videos. I am very familiar with the Divine Truth teachings. As far as I can repeat what I have heard and what I've listened to. Um, but I think the real question is whether I have kind of inherited the teachings inside of myself and whether I really practice them. Some things I do try to practice, others I strongly avoid. You know, um, and I ask myself if I'm changing. I'm not really losing weight. I have a little bit recently, but you know, in the past 5 years since finding these teachings, I haven't lost weight. In fact, I've gained weight. My health condition has deteriorated. Um, I'm feeling some things lately about my relationship with God, which is the most important thing. I'm feeling that some things in that respect are changing, so I'm a little excited about that. And I've generally felt happier, but I also feel like I'm deepening my facade in some respects too. But basically, what I want to say is that I have to come to terms with the fact that the 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 truth of my situation is that very little positive change is occurring, and that I am having a very low impact on people around me when I would like to have a greater impact. Now, some of that I think has to do with the fact that I want to be lauded, I want to be commended, I want to be complimented, I want to be looked up to, I want to be seen as, a wise sage. And I'm a little ashamed to admit that, but um, I feel that that is a true thing. So really what I want to share in this video is my feeling that if you're trying and you make a lot of mistakes and you find that you're not really getting anywhere. Another thing I wanted to share really quick is I asked for God's love. Usually it's kind of a backhanded thing. I'll just be praying and I'll be like, can I receive some of your love? I kind of feel like, because so often I haven't gotten it. And for so long in asking, I haven't gotten anything. And so now I just kind of like, I shoo it in, at the end. And nothing really happens. So I haven't received God's love for some time. I think I received a smidgen of it about a year ago. But I can't always tell anyway. But what I want to share basically is that if you're getting the answer that you're not impacting, you're not succeeding, your soulmate is not contacting you, God is not giving you her love, you can take that in two ways. You can feel sorry for yourself and get angry and just dwell in that, self-pitying anger. Or you can feel whatever it feels like to not have success. And, for myself, I think that a lack of success for me means that I have free reign to judge myself. I have free reign to punish myself. And I feel like I've been getting a little closer to an awareness of this. I often shrug it off, but I think it's a pretty big deal that we punish ourselves. It really does inhibit us. And Jesus would also say that it's yet another addiction that we use in order to avoid, the real pain. It's not to say that we should just, ignore the way we self-punish ourselves, but we have to really look at that because it's wrong. God wouldn't want anyone to punish us, and God wouldn't want us to punish ourselves. God wouldn't want us to attract spirits that love to punish us. So I just want to share this with people because I feel like, there's a lot of feeling on the earth where people can get down on themselves for not being successful. And instead of really looking at the reasons why and what their soul is attracting, they might get even more. This is something that I do. I will increase my delusions of grandeur. I will inflate them even further. And I'm not saying don't dream. I'm not saying don't think about all the great things that you can do and that can be done, that you can encourage and influence and help work towards. There's so many things that we can change in this world, and so many things that we can help to change with our hands and our mouths and just generally our soul condition. If, I often think about, like, if Jesus became at one with God, like, this year, 2020, you know, that would be a big deal, I feel like. And I have to look at my feelings of, am I jealous of him? Am I competing with him to become at one with God? Am I angrily waiting for him to become at one with God, and expecting him to become at one with God so things can be better? That's probably not helping him, those emotions. So that's something that I have to look at. But yeah, if we can, it's not what I'm saying is it's not wrong to think of the ways that we can help, the things that we can do, and what passions we might have that are inbuilt in our soul, that God inbuilt in our soul. But something that I do is I can inflate my delusions. And I can think of all the great things that I can become without, setting the cornerstone, and doing the initial things, the organizing, the planning, the feet on the ground work that I need to do in any situation. Or, a lot of it is when I start something, I immediately start to judge myself and say I'm not worthy to do this. I'm not capable of doing this, and I don't want to work through those emotions at this time. I don't. So that's something that I do. But I just want to bring that to your attention, and say that, look at the answer that the universe is giving you in a positive way. There are things that you need to change, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that to judge you. And in a way, it's a beautiful thing. Now you know that there are things that, if you developed yourself, if you prayed a little bit, you can see, you can discover the ways you're holding yourself back. We inhibit ourselves. It's not Satan, a mythical Satan or a mythical devil. It's not our parents. They may have harmed us, but now we're fully fledged. Anyone who's listening to this video is probably, older than 7. So you have the ability to learn what humility is, and learn to be humble and feel, and what it means to feel your emotions. Are you avoiding your emotions, or are you working to feel them? Are you praying and saying, God, I'm not getting anywhere. What can I do now? Please help me to see something. Please help me to see the next thing that you want me to see. So I think I'll end it there, and I want to encourage you, if you're dealing with this problem in your life where you're not moving, this is a great time to pray. Thanks for watching.